Hi, guys. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. This studio is sponsored by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV, and we cannot thank them enough. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Apparently, Gary's in two separate chats. Welcome to the show, Steve from Rideshare Rodeo, and John. Oh, God, I forgot to ask John. This is how I pronounce your last name, John
McCallion.
McCallion. It's so once Steve said it, it sounds so
Easy.
American, which is not. McCallion.
It's close, yeah.
Is that right?
Well, the Armenian pronunciation is Mikhaelion. Like Michael, Mikhail.
That's not how you taught me.
Okay.
Yeah, Mikhaelion. But yeah, Mikhaelion's the English version, so it works.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Just to let you know, we're not going to get have a super sad moment, but Jesper's not here tonight. His mother passed away, and she lives in Denmark. Well, Jesper's from Denmark. All his family's in Denmark, so he is actually overseas right now. I think it's like 3 a.m. there, 4 a.m. there. I don't know. He just messaged me too because I asked him if he was there yet. I'm like, what are you doing up this late? But anyways, so these guys are stepping in, which we wanted John on a while ago, and Steve, well, you know, it's kind of a pity invite for Steve. But,
thanks, man.
Just kidding, buddy. If you could share the show in all your groups, Facebook, Twitter, retweet it, like it, do all the stuff that's free, we'd really appreciate it. Everything gig economy related for this show is gigeconomyshow.com. Check out our TikTok. We also have a Facebook group. And I just want to mention our Patreon members real quick. Keith from Indiana, Larry from Bowling Green, Samson from Grand Rapids, Steve from Colorado, Chris from Grand Rapids, James from Fort Collins, Bud Dickman from North Carolina, and Mr. Tom Kelly from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Telegram group. You can join that. All these links or anything I talk about are in the description. And then, of course, Rideshare Rodeo. I talk about this mofo every single show. Well, twice a month at least. Check his show out. I mean, this bro podcasts and interviews like crazy. Like every time I like go to YouTube just to like do some work on some videos is like, Steve is live. Steve is live. Steve is live. Steve is live. And I'm just like, my gosh, when do you eat, sleep, and poop?
I don't know. And parent.
And parent and love your beautiful fiance. Like she must be like,
oh my God, everything, dude. Work.
I know, it's crazy.
Jeez.
But yeah, check out Steve. Go to ridesharerodeo.com or uberliftdrivers.com or anywhere you download podcasts. All right, so I have no stories from the road. I am back to work, even though it was a little bit of a rain day today. But John, my boy from it's LA, right? You're straight up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles County to be exact.
Okay. Well, tell me your story from the road. I hope it's better than my stories, which is nothing.
Well, this is one of the strangest deliveries I've ever done. I was in a DoorDash delivery, I want to say Sunday night. Had a pretty good payout. I get there, and it was a handed to me order. Every time I see a handed to me order, I always message the customer while I'm at the restaurant. I'm like, hey, I noticed that you picked handed to me. Did you want me to hand it to you or leave it at the door? Most people are like, no, please leave it at the door. Okay. So anyway, I messaged this guy and no response. I get there. I ring doorbell. It takes him 2 minutes to comes out. And this guy has his right hand in his pants. I'm like, I hope this isn't what I'm thinking it is.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He had like deep down in his pants. I'm like, okay. I'm like, hey, did you want me to just, leave it right here? Which is what I wanted to do instead of handing it to him. He's like, no. I prefer to handed it to me. I don't want it on the ground.
Okay.
And so I hand him it was 2 bags. I hand him one of the bags and he's like, hold on, I'll be right back. I got to put this down. So he goes back inside with his hand still in his pants. He puts the bag and it comes out like 45 seconds later, grabs the other one. He says, thanks. And that was it. But like this whole time, his hand was like, isn't in pants. Like it was just strange.
Was
I was picturing something different, I hope.
What were you picturing, Steve?
I was like thinking like it was even worse. I was like, is his hands in his pants that he wants you to hand it off to? Like he's putting it through his zipper or
doing this? Oh, sweet Jesus. That's actually a very good description. If you are the Office fan, it made me think about when Michael stuck his hand through his crotch through the zipper, and didn't he like do a middle finger, or did he not? It was something.
Yeah, it was something about the flasher.
Yeah, the flasher. Yes, incredible. So was the guy moving his hand, or is just like holding his junk?
Nope, just holding it.
Maybe
he was walking with a limp too. He's like walking like a penguin, like how like they walk side to side.
I bet he had like a swollen nut. Like
he probably was hard as a rock. I don't know.
I didn't mean like that. I mean like he maybe had a hernia or something.
Oh, then he should go to the hospital, not order food. Yeah. That's the case.
Yes, because the waddle makes me think that he either had a hernia or he had a big load in his pants or something. I don't know.
Either way, it wasn't very pleasing to look at.
That's interesting, John, that you actually text the customer when you see hand it to me. Do you do that just so there's no confusion?
Yeah, because sometimes I'll ring doorbell and then they'll open the door and be like I was expecting to leave that door. They don't even realize that because like a lot of times they'll order third party through the restaurant.
Yeah.
Their default is handed to me. It's not leave that door. So when the food comes, they're not expecting to hand it to me.
Do you have Panera? This is stupid. Of course you probably have Panera by you. Panera bread?
Yeah.
They're specific that you have to like call the customer when you're on your way through DoorDash, and then you have to make contact. I'm like, screw that. I do
none of that shit. I just leave that door and bounce.
Yeah, me too. Thank goodness. So, Steve, you got any stories from the road at all?
I got an old one that I was reminded of that I'll bring up because it really bothered me. I was talking to rideshare Lisa, and we were talking about something about New York cabs, and somehow this came up, and it was an older, obviously it's an older rideshare story, but it was a time I went to a bar and a guy came out in a suit. He had ordered the car, right? So I pull up, and first of all, you guys need to know I'm a big, like, if I give to one charity, and I do every year, but if I can only give to one and do one thing, it's always the Denver Rescue Mission. Okay. That's my thing. Even when I ran the bars, we did things, fundraisers to help them and things to help them. I've worked with them personally on a business level, everything. But this guy calls and he comes out of the bar in a suit, and he kind of leans towards my car weird, like he's not going for the handle. And so I rolled down the window and I'm like, what's up? And he's like, yeah, I called the car. And then we verified the name. And he's like, I want you to take that guy to the Denver Rescue Mission. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy like just torn clothes. He had pissed himself. He's sitting on a tarp. I mean, like the works. He had like a shopping cart full of crap. And the guy's like, I'll tip you $10. And I remember feeling just awful because I just shoot this whole thing down where it's one of those situations I should have just drove away from. Yeah. And canceled it and said, dude, F you and don't do that to another driver. Right. But it was at a time in my earlier days with rideshare when I was like, still trying to play it off. And even the homeless guy was, oh, you won't take me because I stink. And like the whole scene I just remember, I've been having all these good memories about rideshare lately. And I had that one came up with Lisa the other day, and I was just really like brought me a negative feeling. I don't know.
Yeah. Why was this guy in a business suit trying
he was feeling like he was like a big man by, I'm going to get you to the mission. I'll get you an Uber.
Try and do the right thing.
Like, so what? I'm going to make $6 to absolutely trash my car. Oh. And what, you're going to tip me $10? After this ride, my night's over and I have to go my car detailed.
Yeah, what a conflict of interest for you, right? Because you're like, you want to do the right thing, you support the mission, but like, I would have drove away too. Like, ugh.
It just made me, it's that though. It's that I support the mission, and that where it wasn't like he was even going to one of the other two places. He was going to the one that I do support.
Okay.
And I wanted to get a little aggravated at the homeless guy too and be like, listen, dude, it's 15 blocks and you got a cart.
Right.
Walk.
Yeah, you've been walking for a long time. But if the guy was offering a ride, like,
right. But that was my point, dude. I mean, how dare you? How dare you do that? That's put him in your car.
Yeah, exactly.
You give him a ride.
No,
that's what Marissa said. She made a good point. Why didn't he put him in his own car?
Because he was drinking at the bar. The guy probably asked him for $1 or $2. And he was like, "I'll do you one better. Where do you need to go?"
Those bar
Call you an Uber. And he
conversations.
went in and he had it because he came out of the bar. And that's what I was saying. He wasn't coming out to get in my car. And you know that feeling when somebody's like got a story, they're coming up, they're walking in a weird angle.
Yeah. Wow. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen again for you. So
yeah.
Before we jump into gig economy news, Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, my friend Megan, which we haven't seen on the show in a long time. I need to harass her about that. Go to irvines.com to schedule your service. Hopefully I won't be bringing my car there very soon because I'm done doing gig work. It's been so nice, y'all, like just driving to and from a building. And then it's basically I drive like 15 miles a day instead of 150 miles a day at $14 or 14.5 miles per gallon, which is shitty. But anyways, so 532-6600, obviously they're incredible. They always say they're not the cheapest, but they're the best. They'll fix it right the first time. Obviously, if you do go there and get service, please mention that you heard it from the Gig Economy podcast. All right. So first up, so this is interesting. I am famous, you all. I was on the news in Los Angeles, I think.
Wow.
KTLA.
Yep, Channel 5.
That's me. So this guy reached out to me. He wants to talk to me about, we actually talked about in the last show, the dogs, the renting the sniff, whatever.
The backyards.
Sniff dog. Sniff space. I don't freaking know. They'll probably talk about it in here. But I just realized I don't think I pulled that freaking video like a dumbass. Why does this happen like every show? I'm serious. Hang on one second. I'm a dumbass. See, I edited this all out on the audio podcast. Where is it?
Is it on YouTube?
He sent me the damn link. Hold on. This is embarrassing.
Let me see if I can find it. Help you out.
Yeah, you might be able to find it. Let me. I know he sent it to me, but let me look real quick. Anyways, we'll see if John can find it. We'll move on from there. But anyways, I was on the news, and so anyways, he called me and he was gonna be like, "Hey, I want to interview for this." Oh, it's called Sniff Spot. So I was close. And
yeah, I found it.
Did you find the video?
Yeah, I believe so.
Put it in the private.
I googled. Oh, you want? Okay, I'll
put it in the private chat. And I
okay.
I almost hit the end broadcast. That would have been. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Jesus, Jenny. Mark. Welcome to the 107th episode. Did you put it in the private chat?
Oh, you're putting it right now.
All right.
Because I originally looked it up on my phone. I found it on Google. Okay.
Yeah.
Just put it in there.
Cool. Before we jump into that, I want Steve to talk about this a little bit because, what I talk about with Steve's show is the smartness. This is sometimes a dick and balls show. And which I love, but sometimes I like to get down and dirty. And I want to talk a little bit about, or Steve to talk about a little about the Uber partners with the yellow taxi companies in New York City. Do you have any knowledge on that? I know we touched on it a little bit on your show back with Gary and John, right? Or was that on the radio show?
No, that was the YouTube show.
I think it was. No, actually, yeah. Remember, because you and I even brought up that was weird. He didn't even bring it up on the radio.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because I was trying to avoid it that night anyway, because we had just talked about it the night before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah. I mean, what to start in? We've known that Uber wants yellow cab for a long time. We know that when Uber came around and started populating New York City, that yellow cab never even attempted to make a universal app. That was the downfall. That was the problem.
Right.
You couldn't go from, and not just New York, you couldn't go from any big city to any big city, land, turn on yellow cab, and it worked in that city. You would have to download Phoenix yellow cab, Minneapolis yellow cab, Chicago yellow cab. So you'd have to go figure out which cab company you're going to use in that city, download the app, create an account for a visit. Who's going to do that? You have Uber. You just open it and Uber.
Yeah.
So the Universal app killed them. New York did end up getting an app for the cabs, but it was too late in the game. And even with the app, if it had launched at the right time, Universal, it might have helped overall. But for New York City, those medallions people are the ones who are able to hail. So, I mean, they pay a lot of money for that. And so they just were left behind in the game, and nobody really ever took care of them. So now they're being on the app. I think it starts in like 10 days. So you'll be able to get your cab through the app. So it'll have prices. The cab drivers will see everything up front. Uber drivers will not. The cab drivers will see, here's the offer. Here's how far you're going. Here's the address you're going to. Here's the pickup. They're going to see full transparency. And they're also going to still be able to hail rides. So if you're familiar with New York City is the only place in the United States you can hail a cab, if you're familiar with what hailing is.
Yeah, just
standing
yelling
on a curbside.
Right.
You don't have to call dispatch or anything like that.
Right. I mean, like in most cities, you could be at a hotel and the guy parking cars and all that valet can take care of you with cabs, and they got a cab line. But like you can't hail a cab on a street really anywhere. So that's kind of a lost thing. But in Manhattan, you have to be a yellow cab. And you have to have a medallion still, even though these medallions are worthless. You still have to have one.
Interesting.
To be able to hail a cab. And if you're like a green cab or the other company there in the boroughs, you can only service the boroughs. You can't, and you can drop off in Manhattan, but you can't pick back up. That's what these medallions did. Was they created it was supposed to create like a lifetime. Like for me, if I lived there, a good blue collar living, was what a medallion was supposed to do for your lifetime, and then be able to pass it down to your son or sell it or rent it or whatever when you retired. But it wasn't even like when you retired, it was over. It still was supposed to have a value. Now they have no value. Rideshare is down and cab rides are down.
Right.
A lot of the articles on this read that that there's not enough drivers. That's just straight up wrong.
Yeah, that when they did say that, I thought that's strange.
That's just straight up wrong. There's too many Uber drivers and there's too many taxis right now. So even in New York City though.
That's crazy.
So what they're doing now, the cabs can still go about their day and do what they want to do, how they always have, but they also can turn on the Uber app and take Uber rides. My thought on this is that it's a logistical play for Uber.
Yes.
They'll either Yellow Cab will be out of business and just begging them to buy them for like pennies on the dollar after 6 months, or else they'll say, you know what, we don't like this arrangement. And Uber will go, great, we're pulling out. And they'll say, we've got 6 months of logistics of where every one of your cabs travels.
Right. It's kind of win-win for Uber.
Yeah, it's like,
it really is.
I mean, for 10 years, they've been saying, we're going to kill all you yellow taxis.
Right.
Especially in New York. We're going to just crush you. And now it's like, these people are really supposed to believe, hey, look, Uber's going to take care of us.
Yes. They're like reeling them in.
Come on.
Yeah. So when they take an Uber, when they throw on if they're going to take Uber rides, they're getting paid the same as the guy that doesn't have
that. I don't know. I just know that they're going to see it all up front. Like everything we want, they're going to get.
That's BS.
Why do you think that
I mean, clearly it's just they're going to be their bite, because once they realize how well it doesn't pay.
Well, I guess I know why Uber did it, but why did Yellow Cab say, yeah, we want to do this?
Because I don't know if
rides.
Yeah, I mean, there's other people. I mean, Noah. I don't know if you know Noah from New York City. He drives a lot at night. He used to be a cab driver. Now he's a rideshare driver. Has a YouTube channel.
Okay.
He says a lot of cabs are just parked right now.
Okay.
They're just
so they want to make any money,
and not even sometimes parked with a driver. They're just parked, which is an unheard of thing. You just see them parked.
Yeah.
I mean, they need a bigger database to feed them.
Right. A couple of things. I remember what this comment is about from the radio show, but I don't know how it applies to this show. So that's funny, Gary.
It doesn't. So
okay.
Just move
that's
on.
Just random, Gary.
It might have been from my story. The guy with the hand in his pants. Yeah, that's
guy. True. I just want to say hi to Seth, Tom. Thanks for chiming in. Matthew says Uber taking care of drivers. That's like the line saying the Lions have talent. Now, excuse me, sir. Our Super Bowl, our quarterback just won a Super Bowl. So
Low blow.
So going back to my article, they pulled the video off the site because I took the link from the reporter and there was a video on there and they pulled it. It's just written. But anyways, I basically had 10, maybe 4 seconds and I got to say, I know these apps say they all have this insurance, but I would definitely look into your homeowner insurance before you do that, said Jason Thierry, host of the Gig Economy podcast. So that's all I had on air too, but he interviewed me for like 10 minutes. It was a really good conversation. I was so bummed they cut. I mean, I figured they cut some of it out, but they cut 98% of it out. So
what was it that made them find you?
I don't know. They probably just Googled Gig
It was the
Economy.
beard.
What's that?
It was the beard.
I mean, like, but it was the news, not the company.
Right. It was the news. Yeah. It was the reporter for the tech reporter for the KTLA. I'm sure he just Googled rideshare something. I don't know. But I mean, if you search gig economy.
Right. No. I would assume they'd want somebody who knows, who's used this or knows about it.
I told him I never heard of it. So I'm like, I don't know. I think what it was is he reached out probably to a bunch of people. It was in the morning for me. He emailed. He's LA time, so it's like,
and he had a deadline and
I got back to him right away, and within like a half hour. So I'm sure that's probably what it was. But anyways,
I mean, if you had used the app or knew of it, then it would make sense. I was just like, why is he?
Yeah, and again, so I at least I can know that I did forget to pull the video, but the video is not there because the only link I have, even the one that John shared, is the same one I had. But anyway,
just from how it read, though, it sounded weird. Did you learn anything about it?
The app?
Yeah,
I did. I guess my biggest concern, he kept asking about the concerns of the app, and I'm always focused on insurance. Like, how is someone going to get sued in this? You know, and I actually interviewed a guy tonight from a company that is actually providing back-end insurance for Uber. They want to be what was it? Is it Tom River Insurance that Uber had for a while? Not Tom River. What was it called?
I can't even remember.
It's something River. Yeah. But anyways, so I'm always talking to insurance companies, and then that's what I focused on the interview, that they cut 95% of it out. So fuck them. All right, moving on. First, this is a little picture. It's an article from the Facebook group. He says, I drive a Tesla Model 3 not boomer. It was a house bragging camp for Uber, and it had a lady freak the fuck out after she couldn't open my door. I told her like 6 to 8 times to hold down on the button, push the door out. She could not figure it out. So after struggling to open the door, she rolled the window down and tried to reach for the door handle from the outside. The door handles are flush with the car, so she panicked and started yelling for help. I think she thought I was trapping her in the car or something. I had to get the door open for her. Yeah, I mean, there is something fancy about the handles, right? You have to, like, he said, just hold on to it and then they pop out or something like that.
The problem is they look like you're supposed to push them all the way in.
Yes.
You know, but really you're just touching them. And by touching and going up, it's not a skill, but it's something you need to go through once to understand. It's like, you got to push it and push it up.
Oh,
touch it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. It's
not like we'd be going, come on, man.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I kind of feel bad for the lady. She was freaking out, like the guy was like locking her in there. But I don't know. One of our longtime fans, Leo, actually just ordered a Tesla. He's going to get it in August. So he didn't get it. I don't know what he got. I think it's whatever the basic Tesla is.
Model 3.
Is it Model 3?
Yeah.
Whatever. Is that a basic?
Well, I mean, when I
say
basic sounds
entry
like
level.
Yeah, entry level. That I should say that. Yeah, I shouldn't say basic because I mean, you put that technology in a car, there's nothing basic about it.
Hey, so. Jason, I found the video. I put it in a private chat.
Oh, you did find it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's just fast forward to minute 34.
Okay, let me. You're awesome.
I know.
Hold on. Let me find it. Then you even got me a timestamp. Well, we kind of got to watch the whole thing now. I mean, don't you think?
Well, I mean, that's up to you. I think it's 2 minutes long, but
you know what?
Sports at.
We've committed to this stupid thing, and
we really have.
we really have. I got to do it now.
We got to pay it off.
We got to pay it off because you got to see my face.
Exactly.
All right, so I have to do this a little different. Hang tight. Shit, where's the damage? All right, hold on. Okay, this is crazy. I'm terrible right now. I don't ever do it this way. Share a screen. Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Here we go. Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Hopefully the audio plays. Oh, I probably have it muted.
That's a celebrity right there.
I know, right? Man. It paid off. It paid off. Now I feel like I need to reach out to them and have an interview with the CEO, and so I can get some more airtime. But
right.
What do you guys think of that, by the way, since you're both on here? I know Jesper and I talked about that. Was that something you would do? I mean, she rents it out for $19 an hour. Is it even worth dealing with that?
Dude, first of all, I got to say that looked like the Manson Ranch. It did. I'm not kidding. And when they said where it is, I know that Manson had the house too, but Manson had that ranch in the hills. That
I didn't know
like
that
property.
I didn't know that.
I think that's the Manson property.
Oh man, what if that's a relative
of
LA?
You never Manson? Know. I got 4 words. 4 words.
What's that?
Holy fine print Batman. They said that there's $2 million liability, but God knows what that covers.
Right. And
I mean, and is there a dog limit? I mean, like, what about the gnarly dog that comes in? Because these places that do like the doggy daycare, they're a lot different. They do an intake. They do all this. You put dogs outside, you know.
Well, yeah. And that's what I brought up on the last show when we talked about it is like what are the dog, kennel cough. Yeah, you go into those doggy daycares, you have to be, have all the vaccinations and all that stuff. So I'd be worried, this dog is sick in my backyard. He takes a dump. My dog goes out there, whatever, he rolls in it or, I don't know. It wouldn't be worth it to me. I'd charge like $50 an hour if I was to do it. But
I had dogs my whole life, and we have a dog park from our house 3 blocks walking. And when I got Bodie, like I'd had him 3 days. The 4th day I had him, I took him down to that dog park. And it's about 3 acres fenced in. There's always a ton of dogs down there having fun. He was having fun. But that day, and I had been there before with my other dog that had passed away. But that day, as we were kind of like, I don't know, kind of winding it down, we'd been there a while. This little dog comes in this huge dog, what is it, a Mastiff or whatever?
Yeah.
Comes over and just grabs the Lhasa. It was a Lhasa Apso. Grabs the Lhasa Apso, bites down, and they have a lockjaw, and just it killed the Lhasa Apso. But over time, I mean, there was like 3 of us. Like I was holding the back of it. Another dude was punching it in the face as hard as he could.
Oh my gosh!
And it ended up killing the dog. And like, this is my dog's first experience, who had already been through a lot of traumatic stuff. And he's watching his new owner like going, just hang tight. Like, he's trying to get in. And I'm like, oh.
Steve bringing down the room with dog death. Just teasing, buddy. So this next video is from John, and it's about, are the gas prices still up? John, you had sent me a picture earlier this week. It's still at like what, $6.20?
Yeah, we're still over $6, unfortunately.
We're right around 4. Someone did report a $3.89 by us, a little bit out in the outskirts of the city. But what about you, Steve?
We're right where you are.
Are you?
That's about exactly. Yeah, you can find $3.99. You might find $3.89.
Okay. Well, this video is about what every damn news source does when the gas prices go up.
Gas prices are going up again, and you know what that means. A hastily made story about it on your local 5 o'clock news. We'll start with a still shot of the gas station sign, obviously. Then someone opened up the gas tank and put the thing in. Next, we're going to do a shot of the price ticker as they fill up with gas. After that, we'll probably just interview someone at the gas station and ask them very leading questions to get them to make the situation sound way more extreme than it actually is, like this.
I can't afford to go to the grocery store anymore. I can't afford food anymore. Usually after work on a Friday, I go down and
Chili's and get a cold beer, maybe a 2 for $20. But now, with gas prices being the way they are, I can't even afford that. After that, we'll show some more shots of the person we just interviewed getting gas, and maybe showing them looking frustrated like this, or maybe like this. Not yet convinced that the world is ending tomorrow? How about another doomsday soundbite? I mean, at this point, I'm honestly thinking about maybe, taking out a second mortgage on my house or selling one of my kidneys or something. Then we'll conclude by telling you to tune back in at 10 p.m. to literally watch the exact same story again.
My God. when are I don't even actually have cable anymore, so I don't remember the last time I even watched a news story like that. But when is that going to stop? When baby boomers pass on, or what? What about you guys? Do you guys watch the regular news at all?
No, I don't. But my parents do religiously every night, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even talk to my parents, and my mom's dead, so I definitely don't.
No, because I'm on YouTube enough to just see the stories I want to watch.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of high,
and then you don't have to deal with all the commercials and waiting through to see what the. I mean, cable's dead, man. All you guys, cable's dead.
Well, the problem is everything else is you got DoorDash. What an idiot. You got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got all this other apps, and they almost add up to a freaking cable subscription. So it's like something's got to give.
Yeah.
Anyways,
YouTube Premium's the best. I have it. I don't see any ads.
Yeah. You're a big YouTuber, John. Steve's a huge YouTuber. Do you have the premium as well? No. I've never really. I'll be honest with you.
This way, I get to see who's really monetizing the crap out of their channels.
That's true. Well, I mean, you don't really get a choice what ads you put on there. I mean,
no, but John doesn't have to watch them.
Yep.
Oh, that's.
I don't see any ads ever.
Yeah, see, and
it's awesome.
That's bullshit, though, John. Because the supporters and nothing against you, but now that I think about it, the guys that are partners, they're not getting any money. YouTube's getting their $30 a month.
I think they get a flat rate.
I was gonna say they might get something. I know it's.
Oh,
but
really?
The problem
they get a flat rate.
The problem is, and I've talked about this with both you guys, that if you give YouTube $1, or if I give Jason $10 super chat, Jason's going to get 2/3 of it in 60 days or whatever. I mean, it's sad, dude. I mean, so basically I'm giving YouTube $10 to invest for 2 months, and then they'll give Jason 66% of the original amount I meant to give him that night 2 months ago.
Yeah, that is, what would be cool is a lot of charities, you can pay for the processing or whatever, you know what I mean? That'd be cool if YouTube's like, hey, you can pay for the creator, the extra, whatever we're going to take. If we're going to take 20 cents on the dollar, you can pay for that. But yeah, did you hear YouTube is going to get into podcasting?
No, I didn't hear
about that. You're actually going to add your RSS feed just like the rest of them.
Oh, wow.
So,
well, what if you have a channel already?
That's true. That's what I want to know. Like,
are you going to be able to just integrate your...
That would be great. And then is that monetized too? Because if you're partnered already, I mean, that would be great for me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go through any hooking up all my episodes and any kind of mess like that. And where's it going to go in my timeline? I don't want all of them appearing in front of all the stuff I've done.
Yeah, it's all relatively new. There was an announcement, but that it'll be interesting. I'm as much as I don't like YouTube, it's just another avenue. I mean, it's the second biggest search engine in the world other than Google. So, I mean, it's good to have it on there, but hopefully it's as easy as adding it to Stitcher or Spotify or whatever from your host. So, I got this real quick from Steve's website. Actually, I always go to Steve's site. And honestly, all the sites have been slow on news. There has not just been a ton out there, but this is a real quick conversation about Uber is temporarily removing the ability to split fares. That seems very stupid because all these college kids that get in, they're always like, oh, it used to be like Venmo me or whatever, but now they can split the fare. Why are they doing this? They say they're going to bring something out that's a little bit better, but
what it is they if you split the fare, they've been having legal issues on who they have an issue with. If people puke and anything happens, even an accident, whatever, they have to have one person responsible for the ride.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about that.
Right now, I read this. The article that you're reading off my site is it's weird because I had to go dig even more because I always do to find out what really is behind this, because they make it sound like Uber's about to do something cool.
Yes.
But they're not. They're taking I mean, they're not going to do anything cool. I don't consider this a bad thing because I understand why it needs to happen. And I don't do that with anybody anyway. Like for me, if I were to go out for a night with somebody, like Jason, if you and I went out, and I would just say I got this way and you got the other way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like,
or because you're so
hey,
rich.
let's split it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say, since you're so rich, you can just pay for it all in Dallas. All the money you make.
I'm gonna have my car.
Are you gonna drive down there?
Hell yeah.
How long of a drive is it for you?
Mm-hmm.
You might want to look it up.
Yeah, Texas is a really big state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Larry says one throat to choke, which is interesting said from Larry because that guy is so sweet. So it sounds like he'll choke you out. It does say that Lyft has a split. Lyft removed its own split pay in 2018, but has since created a half measure as of 2020. You can use Venmo as a payment and split the fare of a ride from the Venmo app. So that's not bad. At least they're offering something. So
yeah.
All right, boy. I mean, we are 40 minutes in, and I am like 5 articles in. See, I knew this would happen when you get a bunch of people.
We're having too much fun.
I know.
Hey,
we always do.
What's up, Mac?
Mac.
Haven't seen Mac in a minute. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't either. We kind of rallied around Mac from a certain creator for a while, and then he kind of went off the grid for a little bit. Well, thanks for coming to the show. All right. You guys, we have a new sponsor. I'm super excited about it. I've talked about this company forever. I have been using their products forever. And Middleton Technologies has said, we want to go with the Gig Economy podcast. And Gary's great. I've been on a bunch of shows with Gary. I'm sure you've seen him around if you're in the gig community, but Middleton Technologies, they have a bunch of apps. They have Flex Alert, Maximo, and Driver Utility Helper. Driver Utility Helper, also known as Duh. I talked to my wife. I know. Sometimes I say it like I talk gig work with my wife or somebody else that doesn't know and go, yeah, Duh. And they're like, what's Duh? I'm like, Driver Utility Helper.
Or they're like, don't talk to me that way.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
I feel like that's like a 90s thing. Or like not. Anyways, Driver Utility Helper works with DoorDash. Maximo works with Grubhub, Uber Eats, Lyft, Uber, all of them. And then obviously Flex Alert is for Amazon Flex. And none of these will deactivate you. So you can stop your bitching right now. That's the first thing you thought of. You can't do it. They all offer a free version and a paid version. You can check the link in the description. I recommend downloading it. Not only will it make you more money, it makes you drive safer. And how does it do that? It auto declines, auto accepts. You can set certain parameters for each of these apps. What's your limit? How far do you want to drive for that order? How much does the minimum order have to be? And it's incredible. Me personally, I do not use the auto accept because I just feel like I need to be like, okay, I am officially going to take this one. I don't want the app to accept it for me, but you can. All of Gary's apps are available to do that, except Flex. Obviously, Flex is a totally different ballgame compared to the other ones. But yeah, checking them out. Middleton Technologies. The link is in the description. You can download all the apps. Again, you can try them for free.
Don't forget Flex Alert's free.
Flex Alert is free. You can buy an ad-free version.
It's free.
But the ads, honestly, I think I've always used it for free. But I think I'm going to buy the ad free next when I go back to gig work because the ads do get annoying. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's not Gary. He's got to make money on it. So, anyways, what's Gary laughing about? Did I fuck something up, Gary?
No, he was laughing to where you're like, duh.
Oh
yeah.
It's always a delayed comment, and there's no context with it. I was like, oh great, I fucked something up. So
no, and by the way, though, before we move on from that, make sure to go over to my channel and check out the Maximo Roundtable that we did 2 days ago.
Oh shit, I haven't watched that yet. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you
Anybody who's interested in Maximo, there was a lot to learn in there.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I've been talking about I've been using Gary's apps before I even talked about him.
But everybody's on duh. So
no, they're
even Gary told me this. Like everybody's on duh. That's why he wanted me kind of more pushing Maximo because because rideshare's coming back and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the incredible part is with the rideshare and setting the distance limits. Oh my gosh, it's so nice. The only problem is Uber, they're assholes, and after 3 declines, they sign you out. But he's got something in there where it copies and pastes your password and everything. It's only like 2 clicks and you can get back into the app. But that's not Middleton Tech's fault. That's Uber being their whiny bitches about everything. So, all right, moving on. Let's see.
It's similar to DoorDash pausing your dash for declining too many orders.
Well, you got to get quite a few of them, though.
Depends on how many drivers are in the market. Sometimes when I know that there's a lot of drivers, it'll put me on pause after like 4 declines.
Really?
5 declines, yeah. It varies.
I love the one part about DoorDash I do like is you can pause your dash, so you can actually if you didn't use Gary's apps, which you should, you can multi-app with that and just pause it. And that's another thing about Gary's app. They turn all the other ones off. So it's a safer way not to tap your phone so many times while you're driving because, it's pretty much illegal.
You're less distracted.
And in some places now it is illegal.
Yeah, I was going to say it's pretty much illegal all the way around. So
right, but in some places, like you can't touch your phone for anything anymore. If a cop sees you, like Truckee, California, and we were talking about the other day, there's other places too, big cities. If they see you doing it, it's like a $500 ticket.
Even if your phone's on a mount?
Even if it's on a mount, if you put if they put your hand to it, if you touch it, so they don't even care what you were doing anymore. If you're like, I wouldn't do anything, they're gonna be like, doesn't matter. Well,
in Michigan, I have a DOT. Even though my weight's under 10,000 pounds, I still have to have a DOT. I cannot legally touch my phone while I'm driving because because when you're DOT Department of Transportation certified, I guess I don't know, but
and for Truckee, California to Tahoe City and then all the way around Lake Tahoe, you have to have it's a $500 ticket if not only touching it, if your phone is anywhere your arm can reach.
Oh geez. Well, how am I going to text and drive?
I know you're going to have to really lean over.
So it's obvious that you're doing it. Anyways. All right. Gary had asked a question about dating, and this is kind of what that in the title. It says, went on a date last week, took her to Applebee's, and everyone knew me. I explained to her that I'm a top dasher, then showed her my smart car. She hasn't returned my text. I don't understand. I'm a top dasher. Of course, there's 233 comments. So just kind of a joke on you can get more dates if you're a top dasher. I really want to have a conversation with somebody that is a top dasher, though, honestly. Like, I wish I could say, do you think you actually make more money? What are your thoughts on that, John? I know you're a big door dasher.
Well,
are you a top dasher? Did we just let a cat out of the bag? Are you going to tell us something?
If I was a top dasher in my market, my car would probably have like 100,000 miles right now because like at least a third of the orders are 10 to 15 miles in peak rush hour traffic. I'm like, I can't do that. But you know who was a top dasher? Nugs.
Is he?
You know who I was going to tell you is too, Jason, that you should have on the show is Ron, Entree Courier.
Oh, is he a top dasher?
He's going for it.
He is right now, and he's doing it. He's doing like, I can't remember what it is, whatever that number is. He's doing like 250 top dasher rides, every one to see the difference.
Okay, so he's doing an experiment.
You should ask him, man. He's a good he'd be a good person to have on.
Yeah,
Ron's a great conversation, man.
Yeah, we connected at a little bit back, but my gosh, you're connected so many. I can't even keep up with it. But Max says I used to shoot for Top Dasher all the time. I don't know. Like, I just ethically, I cannot make a delivery for $2. I just can't. I wouldn't do anything for $2. I mean, all right now, that's gross. You know what I mean. This isn't TNC radio. Yeah, I know, but you're laughing. Yeah, so Max says in his old market, if you didn't have Top Dasher, it was extremely difficult to get scheduled. I don't even go on the schedule. I just wait till it gets red and turn it on. So
I got mine's at midnight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it drops at midnight. I just grab it real quick.
Interesting.
I mean, I find that, to be honest, everything I've done with Para and all the people on DoorDash that I've worked with, I find most of what I would call the top dashers, and this isn't just a Para thing, this is just overall outside of it even, all fall under 10% acceptance.
Oh yeah.
All the best dashers are under 10%. However, now they have this, whatever it is, John, you're probably familiar with this. Like if you pick up clothing or something like that, they're offering those. So if you decline that, this blew my mind the other day. If you decline that, your dash acceptance goes up.
Wow.
If it's not food delivery,
must be a glitch.
So if it's they're trying to make the appearance that all their dashers don't have a 1% acceptance rate.
Huh.
Interesting. So I want to I posted
I'm at 8%.
You're at 8?
See, then you're in the
which is still high.
That means you're in the top 10%.
Exactly.
All my stuff is on my work phone. But anyways, I want to talking about some of the cherry picking and stuff, so kind of trigger my brain. On Facebook, I posted an audiogram, and someone commented on it, and he's like, we're talking about gas prices and what do you do to compensate for it. That was what the audio clip was about. But he says, just work harder and longer to cover extra costs of gas. I'm like, okay. And do not cherry pick jobs. Do the right thing by your passengers. And I replied, I get working longer, but why not cherry pick? He says, why? Because you should do the right thing for the traveling public. They are your source of income. And I says, I'm not running a charity. I'm an independent contractor. I'm out there to make money for me and my family. Then he says, so you'll take the cream and neglect. Well, shit. It played another video. What the? I'm sorry. God dang Facebook.
Just when it was getting good.
No, yeah, I was reading the comment. Hold on. Gosh darn it.
He was trying to shut it real quick with his Pornhub. He's like, no.
Oh, no, it's going to show. Oh, my God. Dang it. Let's see. Okay, so you will take the cream and neglect the rest and let your coworkers look after your discards. I'm like, coworkers? So it's just a weird, like, it reminded me of him being a top dasher. And yeah, it's just weird. So I thought I'd engage him a little bit. We don't get a ton of engagement on those audiograms. So I was like, I'll talk to him. But I'm like, coworkers and like cherry pick. I'm like, this guy's like, I'm not running a charity. Why would I not cherry pick? But that's just me.
What's a coworker?
I know exactly. I have coworkers at my W-2. I don't need them out and doing gig works. We're all friends, but we are kind of all competing. I mean, not us three, but if I was in your market.
We're not.
Yeah, but not really. Like if all you guys lived in my market, I feel like we could get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
Clean house.
You know what? We'll go to the airport and we'll all turn our apps off and let it purge.
Or just throw like nails under their tires. Like,
yeah.
Fuck on that, man.
I mean, aren't they already doing that by being top dasher?
Oh yeah.
They're doing it to themselves.
I don't know. I asked Ron, so that was a question. I said, so far, how's it going? Because it's not just kind of in. He's like 140 in, and he said, I said, are you making less or more? And just money. Let's not break down the expenses. And he was like, I'm making about exactly the same, but my miles is twice.
Oh yeah.
He's like, so I'm making way less.
Yeah, because you're probably taking the rides that are a lot further away because you're accepting
everything. Yeah.
Ugh, gross. Okay, we're gonna get through some of these. Uber has changed their green pricing. Basically, they got rid of the 50-cent green trip from the driver or from the rider. Still get the gas surcharge, but I didn't know. Harry had posted that. I didn't even know a lot about it, but yeah, I don't have an EV. I really want an EV, but I don't have one. Do they?
Prius.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about not a Prius. I need somewhat of an SUV. If I do Amazon Flex, although I do see people pull up to that warehouse in a freaking Prius and do Amazon
Those
Flex.
Are spacious.
They are,
Highlander hybrid.
But we're doing rural stuff in a dirt road, and I mean it's got to wreck the suspension and anything. But I'm actually looking at a RAV4 hybrid or a Prime RAV4, but they're hard to get right now.
I have a RAV4
in your hand,
or you can get this. This is for my beer, But this is a siphoning kit where you can just take other people's gas for free.
I'm like, where is he going for this? Is it penis pump? Is it, what are we doing here? Like,
I actually have the new body RAV4 2019, the gas one. I love it. It rides great. I've been on some dirt roads and it handles it fine.
yeah, I like the new body style. It's bigger.
great.
My wife has a 16 and it's still the smaller one.
Smaller one, yeah.
But and it's a little too small for me, but I definitely like the new body style of the Toyota. The only thing I saw about the feedback, they get way better gas mile than the CRV,
Right.
but they run a little loud. There's not a lot of soundproofing in there. That was the only complaint. I can actually notice that in my wife's car. It just, you hear stuff a little bit more on the outside. Not that it's a big deal. I got AirPods in anyway, so who cares?
Really? I've had 2 RAV4s back to back. And I don't
Yeah, you haven't noticed it?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because you're not in another car.
Well, I also blare music and stuff. And...
Yeah, I know. I mean, my car's got 250 on it. There's a ton of rattles in there, and I don't, John had sent this to me as well. This is a blocking driver. I know it's a little hard to see. I didn't crop it, but what are your guys' thoughts on that? He's picking up at Red Robin. I mean, the chances of anyone back, I mean, he's going to be in and out really quick. I do that all the time. I'm not going to lie. You're not a fan of that, John?
Well, not only that, but the Red Robin in my market is super slow. So it's
well,
like, dude, just find a fucking parking spot and walk to the restaurant. That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know where you're picking up. I don't think I would ever pick up there, but if I'm dropping off food, like at a customer, like an apartment complex, you know what I mean? I'll block that in. But yeah, I agree.
And your battery doesn't start all of a sudden.
Right.
You're SOL at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Look at this payout. I saw this going around too. $4,200 this mofo made in 66 hours. So
yep.
66 hours.
Yeah, so that's a lot of hours, but that's not a lot of hours for that much money. But if you look at the breakdown, his net fare was $2,000, promotions $1,800, and then other earnings $24 and tip $401. But
it's all about the promotions.
It's
now.
all about
if you don't play the promotions, rideshare is dead.
But look at the numbers. If you take the promotions out, he made $2,000. He made almost basically $2,500 in 66 hours. That still isn't horrible.
That's 2.5 days.
No, but the market he's in, that should be more for that many hours. Like Sergio, Sergio, he lives right by you, John.
Yeah,
Sergio works for the rideshare guy. He's like one of the top earners that there is. And he can make more than that without that promotion money.
What?
And dude, he'll make like $1,500 in 25 hours weekly
without promotion.
How? I don't know, because
I mean, he's not running basic Uber X. He's got to be running black.
No, he's X.
Come on,
I'm not kidding, dude.
But I mean,
he did those pay challenges. They're even up on the rideshare guy's website, like where people were saying, I can make more doing deliveries. Like, really? And like they did like this 3-week challenge. And after the first week, all the 3 delivery drivers that were challenging him all bowed out because they said, we can't make that much in the whole 3 weeks. You'll
have to share that link because I need to see his payouts on.
I can't do it here. You can't do it there. It's just a possibility in LA if you know what he knows.
What does he know?
He just has been doing it long enough, and he really has it die. Like he works. He knows exactly. He won't work 1 second out of a surge.
Okay. Yeah, I should watch that a little bit. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. The slap heard around the world. This is Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and the picture is 225 on Chris Rock's face, and then Will Smith saying decline. But I bring this up because I want to actually know your opinion. Do you think that was fake or real?
100% staged.
I think it was real.
Why do you think it's staged, John? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Me too.
The slap was weird. And then also, Chris Rock is a short guy. If you have someone like Will Smith while power walking at you, you would take a step back, or you'd be like, hey, what are you doing? There'll be like some type of natural reaction. You're just like waiting, like standing, waiting for it to happen.
Yeah.
Not at the Oscars, though.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they're like, of course he's not expecting that. As far as Chris Rock knew, you're right. Maybe he thought it was staged on him. Like this was going to be something weird because he was even, if you've looked at it from different angles, he got smacked, dude. This wasn't.
Oh, no, he did.
But I don't think it was staged either. That anger in Chris Rock and some of the other people speaking out and the deals that they made behind closed doors to already close this down. I mean,
yeah, but look at how Will reacted. You can see the camera. He laughs at the joke. He looks at his wife and then gets pissed. I mean,
well, because he was okay with it till he looked at Jada.
Yeah.
And then and it's just, if you know their story is just, they're weird.
Well, yeah. I mean, every celebrity is weird, but
right. But he comes across as one of the nicest guys in Hollywood usually.
Yes, he
you know what I mean? Like that was very, very out of character for him.
Right. But I agree with John. Even if you don't think, like if it was staged, if it wasn't staged, he would have stepped back. I mean, I don't care who it is. He's coming up. He's taller than you. Like, you would have stepped back. I would have probably taken a freaking position. You know what I mean?
You would have moved at the very least.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dude, they literally, I've done production enough. I know that like I'm the only one of us three that does production. You're told, okay, timing. You're taught timing. You'll stand here. You don't move.
Yeah, but if someone's walking towards
it might be staged. I mean, you're not thinking if I was Chris Rock, I'm not going to think he's going to hit me.
But then he didn't even respond. Like, dude, I would have been like, what the? I would have gone right back at him.
Exactly.
Like,
I think they take you through enough of that. I mean, why is the constant chatter? I mean, why would Will Smith wreck his career? It's doing some major damage right now.
I say the opposite. I think he's going to get bigger because of this.
Exactly. You know what they say? There's no such thing as bad PR.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you're a guy who comes across as the nicest guy in Hollywood, and you go up and smack somebody at the encore or at the Oscars for the first time.
I don't think it hurt him.
I mean, honestly, the Oscars needed that shit because that shit was terrible. Their
views were tanking. That's why I think it was staged.
Yeah,
it got people to talk about the Oscars a little bit more.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, a couple more things real quick. This giant ass DoorDash, John, would you take this? It's 190 items for $124 and only set 8-mile drive.
How long do you think that'll take to shop for, though?
At least 2 hours. At least. So
I think I would take it just for the hell of it, like
just for the story.
Yeah.
So Steve knows Shipt. I know Walmart. They tell you where everything is. DoorDash kind of tells you where they are, but it's not as accurate as Shipt and Walmart. I honestly, that shop would probably take me 3 hours. Honestly. But what do you think, Steve?
You know, I love low-paying gigs. I mean, I would probably take me 4, and hell yeah, I'm all over it, man. Give it to me.
No, I mean, especially I don't shop at Meijer, and if I did do Shipt, that's their main Target and Meijer are their main gigs, as you know, Target and.
Why don't you shop at Meijer? That's one of the things I miss about Michigan.
Well, my wife does for our family, but I don't do Shipt. I just do Walmart.
Is Meijer part of Kroger?
By the way. One thing that we talked about last night too was that I don't know if you know this, Jason, I didn't know this till last night, that if you work Shipt, and it doesn't even matter how much. So if you're still on the app and active, you have a free Shipt membership.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't even know that, dude. Like I can get my stuff delivered for free.
It's awesome.
But they do raise the prices on everything.
What do you mean?
The prices are elevated on the Shipt app.
So but not at Target because that's their.
Maybe not at Target. I know at least at Meijer in our area, like if it's $1 for a loaf of bread, it's $1.10 or on the Shipt app, and it adds up. You know, if you're doing a big order. But I don't know if Instacart does that. I don't think so.
But I don't know. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, because I don't really take advantage of those type services because I do that stuff, so I just take care of myself.
Yeah,
you know,
Walmart adds the same thing. They don't give it to you, but if you do enough deliveries in the month, they give you a free month of that kind of service. So,
do you guys use Target Drive Up?
Target Drive Up? What do you mean?
Yeah, basically for Shipt. No, I do the shop.
You can't Shipt. When you do shopping on Target app and you just go pick it up, they bring it out to your car.
Oh, I've done.
No fees or anything.
Yeah, I've done.
you phrased it wrong. We call it curbside. So when you said
they call it
up,
drive up. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Target might.
You know, there was a interesting article. I wish I could pull this up right now about like because I was doing it during the pandemic too. I needed a couple of those HEPA filters because I was having that major asthma stuff going on and stuff.
Right.
But so I had it brought out to the car. But there was an article about how sometimes accidentally returned products get taken to that section.
Oh, really?
So they're like, yeah, you drive up. I want my HEPA filter. Somebody took it home, said, this doesn't work.
Really?
Well, and then it's in that customer. Yeah, dude. I mean, they made it sound like an accident. Like it just, when it happens, we don't know it was here. Like,
Of course.
really? Yeah.
There's so many scams out there for that shit. Real quick, this is kind of funny. The fact that people used to deliver pizzas before GPS is so absurd to me. People were really calling up a pizzeria like, I want a large pizza delivered in 30 minutes. I'm going to give you a house number and a random street name. Good fucking luck. So I bring that up is because, and John may have never experienced this because he's a little baby over there. But Steve and I are older, and I've been doing lawn care for 20 years, so I've always got laid off in the winter, and I always do some kind of work. Like I can't sit home and collect unemployment. And not that I haven't for a couple of weeks here and there, but we used to use map books, like the old school, or we'd have a giant map on the back of the door and be like, okay, right here, left here, go. And that's what we used to do. So it's totally doable. I mean, I'm sure Steve has done that.
Dude, to be honest, I love maps. I still have topographical maps of Colorado to get around. I like using maps, man.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just
But I mean, I guess, but here's the thing. I do use it to get to places that are difficult to get to, and they have the elevation rings, things I need to know.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, it's different for you, but I mean, I use GPS for everything now. But I definitely used to deliver for Jet's Pizza. I used to just get my paper map and just do the thing.
It's like growing up and knowing phone numbers.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't easier. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was easier to do it that way, but it is doable. I mean, I
used to be able to know 25. I don't know my mom's number anymore.
I know my old home phone number.
She's like, I know her speed dial number.
Yeah. I know my wife's. I don't even know my daughter's number. Like, I don't.
Dude, I can't get it. I don't know my son's number.
Yeah.
He's in the next room. I don't know his number.
Yeah. Everyone. Oh, gosh. We're terrible. He's in the next room. Max's Thomas guides were the best. Is that like
Thomas was the wire bound or the ones you'd see at truck stops?
Oh yeah, those are really high quality.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
How did people take road trips like back in the day in the 80s? Like you're driving to Florida, like take 75 south and hope you get there. Like shit. That sounds
stop by a gas station.
I remember taking road trips and like kind of, even if you had a map, you were still like, you get to a spot and pick up a payphone. Again, something that doesn't exist, a payphone.
Yeah.
You'd pick up a payphone at a rest stop and be like, okay, then it's the next exit. Now what?
Yeah, I know.
You'd be like pen and paper writing it down.
I'm rewatching Seinfeld, and there was an episode where they're trying to go to this movie and they can't connect. They keep missing each other. I'm like, cell phones, like, why is no one texting each other? I'm like, oh my God, that was a rough time back then without cell phones. That sucked ass. So, last one, and then we'll get a final word from each of you guys. This says instructions: leave at my door. Don't knock. I cut this off. Don't knock. My boyfriend thinks we're on a diet. I'm trying to eat like shit. Turn your headlight off if possible. Yeah, I'm terrible. I wish we had a better outside light, but we're at blank. Please try not to flash your headlight because I'll be found out and it will cause a fight, and I want my damn quesadilla. Thanks in advance. I mean, I don't know if that's even legit, but it's still funny as hell. What is the craziest instructions have you ever seen? I mean, John, you're the biggest door dasher, so I feel like you'd see the most. I haven't seen anything too crazy, just a little like don't leave on the ground, shit like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I've had any crazy directions. Yeah, none that come to mind right now.
Yeah, it's how I put you on the spot. So
the one thing I've had happen, and I don't have John is our of delivery. He's the one that does
the resident top dasher.
Yeah. Yes, top dasher. Like, well, for what I have done, I have had people call me like, and say, oh, you know what? I'm actually at my boyfriend's house. Can you bring it here instead? And I've already gone through the whole spiel. I've got the food. I'm on my way to the house.
You're on your way.
And damn well they didn't forget. They ordered it from their house. It took a little too long. They went to the boyfriend's house. And now they're like, just bring it here.
Yeah.
Like that's just so easy. Like, oh, anything for you, person I don't care about.
Right. Oh my God. I have a story from the road. You just triggered me about the wrong address. All right. I'm going to end with this. It's me being a customer. Okay. So Jesper's mom passed away. We got him a bunch of stuff, whatever. And then I wanted to order him some booze. We like Knob Creek. That's kind of, we like the one that you sent, but it's damn expensive. So, I mean, it's, at minimum $50 a bottle. So, which was really damn good. So smooth. But I bought some Knob Creek on DoorDash and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this. Right. So you can pre-order everything. You can schedule. I'm like, this is me from a customer end. So I schedule it to Jesper's house. Totally fine. Right. So he's like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, I'm starting to shop for you. Finds it, starts going. My camera goes off at my house. I'm at the cottage show. My mother-in-law has a cottage, so she wants to go downtown Grand Rapids. So I'm at the convention center. Like, that's weird. Look at the camera. It's the fucking DoorDash guy. I forgot to put Jesper's address in.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Okay. So I text him, hey, can you take it to this address? I'll pay you extra. What's your Venmo? You know what I mean? I'm going to take care of him. And he's like, yeah, I can do it, but I'm worried about not being able to drop it off because of the GPS or whatever. Okay, cool. So I was like, I'll reach out to support. In fact, support was incredible on the customer end. They're like, I'll take care of you. I change this. Like, usually when you're a dasher, they're like, fuck you. Yeah. It was incredible customer service. So within 3 minutes, I had this address change. Cool. Message the guy. Hey, the address just changed. It should be fine on the GPS. Okay. Now, mind you, Jesper doesn't leave the house. Okay. He works from home since the pandemic. He doesn't leave. His wife works from home. They never leave. Driver gets there. Guess who's not fucking there?
Jesper
and his wife.
Wow.
I call Jesper. Jesper, where are you? Well, we're buying clothes for the kids for the funeral. Shit, you never leave the house. Shit. He's like, what's going on? I was like, I bought you a bottle of booze. Okay, fine. So I say, what are we going to do? He's like, all right, my neighbor's home. I text the guy, hey, can you wait? This is like 5 more minutes. I'll pay you more. I know this is it's.
Are you paying him along the way at least?
Well, I paid him. First I wasn't going to pay him the 15 until he got to Jesper's house and deliver it. Because what if I paid him the Venmo and he's like, oh, to get the, and he takes the boot or whatever. I didn't think he was like. So I've already paid him the 15. Okay. Jesper's like, oh, I called. They're not home. He's like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, okay. Are you comfortable dropping the booze off? He's like, well, I need to see the license. I'm like, well, you can say it doesn't scan. You can enter it manually. I can get that information for you. I am not going to ask you to do it. I told him I was a gig worker. At this point, I'm like, I'm a gig worker, and I plugged the podcast. So anyway, come on, why not? Like, hey.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not comfortable. I'm like, totally cool. And I said, well, you're going to have, God damn it. I need to add
again.
I got it.
Oh.
I got it.
Thank you.
Don't they have anything better to do?
I know.
They're gone.
So I was like, I don't want you to break the rules. I was like, if you're not comfortable with that, I'm totally cool. Because I know I've delivered booze, and if the scanner doesn't work, you just enter the information and you can override it. Is that correct, John?
Yeah, I believe so. I've actually gotten alcohol delivery where it didn't ask an ID at all.
Oh, Jesus, Jenny. Well, I had one that asked for ID for NyQuil because there's actually alcohol in it. But anyway,
there's a little bit.
So anyways, I was like, all right, or you can bring it back to the store. I'm totally fine with that. And I was like, Jesper is actually, I said, where are you heading? Are you back to Granville? Because that's where I live in Granville. And he's like, yeah, I'm heading back to Granville. I'm like, do you want to meet Jesper at JCPenney? He's at JCPenney. This motherfucker drove to JCPenney, met him there. Apparently the GPS wasn't an issue and was able to deliver the booze.
Wow.
How long was the whole process?
Insane.
It was probably an hour. So I paid him another 15. So he got 30 cash from me with no fees plus whatever he made.
He felt cool about it.
Yeah, and he's like, "You're so generous. You didn't have to pay that much." I'm like, "Bro, once I committed to you driving to another address, we're BFFs. Like, I'm going to take care of you." So hopefully he got a good story out of that. I don't know. Maybe he'll listen to.
No, man, it's good because he's got a good. Who knows that guy didn't have 2 other people in his gig career pull that kind of crap that we're all sick of.
Yeah.
Like,
and if Gary's still on here and you too, John, fuck you. I tipped. Look at that amazing tip that I delivered.
Gary,
And,
you just
yeah,
came
There's
back.
Gary, yes.
Yeah,
Laughing
I mean,
face.
I tipped. Well, I thought about that. I thought about that conversation when that was going on. I was like, if I can only tell this story if I paid him tons of money. And Mark did say most expensive alcohol ever. Yes, with the Venmo and the DoorDash, it was a $95 bottle of booze, and it's
Wow.
$35 in the store. So if that.
So you should have just gone and bought it for him and wrapped it and taken it to him.
Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to be like, hey, let's use the
surprise.
services, and it was going to be, it was, I don't know. I tipped 2 on the app. So, so I mean, he made out
$2.
I tipped $10. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought I said $2.
No, God, no. No, I tipped $10. So he basically got $40 tip for me to do that for the hour plus whatever DoorDash gave him.
Probably went home after that.
I don't know.
I'm good for a day.
Yeah, he seemed very pleased with that, and that's what you got to do. You got to if you're going to ask someone to jump. I mean, I would have been fine if you would have said no. I'm taking it back. I would have been. I get it, dude. I fucked up. I put the wrong address in. So, anyways, any closing thoughts, Steve? What do you got coming up this week?
I got the roundtable with UDM tomorrow night. It's gonna be awesome. Gary's not in town, so it's gonna be Ron taking his place, Hannibal, me, and
Nice. UDM. I've never seen any of his stuff. So
and then Friday I got a radio show with a guy named Jason.
Yeah, Jesper's gone again, obviously in Denmark. I'm not going to force him to come on TNC Radio. I'm going to fill in again. Yeah, check it out, tncradio.live.
You're going to fill in for yourself.
No, it's his week. It's his week. Son of a bitch. God dang it. Always recording. But anyways, John, what do you got cooking? I know you need to start a show. You need to do something. I need something to promote. Well, other than your book, check out this book, The 5 Foundations for Contentment.
Where's your copy, Steve? There you go. We all got it.
Yep.
Mine's all busted up, but yeah.
Yep.
Signed. You can see that.
Yep.
Signed. You're signed too, Steve.
Yeah. Check John's book out. He has got a lot more hair than in this.
And the book, you guys, for those of you going, I don't buy books. This is a quick, easy read, and it's got some great information in it. In fact, after you and I talked about we did our thing, then there was a perfect after I read the book, there was a perfect one I was going to use on Bud Soda. Because it actually was talking about how what we tell him, that working too much will kill you. It's going to kill you.
You guys really got after him on that show.
Because, dude, it's not a joke. The guy works about 100 hours a week. He's shooting for $100,000 this year, but he works 7 days a week.
It's not worth it.
He's killing himself. He lives on monsters.
Oh, he's going to have bad gut issues.
Oh, dude, his health is out. He's not doing anything exercise on the side. He's working 15, 20-hour days.
That's insane. I mean, if he's doing a challenge and it's going to be like,
it's not though. This is what he just is like, I'm at, he's in his late 30s and he's like, I'm going to go do this. And this is just what I'm going to do until I have enough. I'm like,
that's crazy.
If
John, you can get this on Amazon?
It's on Amazon. And also I'm going to try to make more videos about it on my YouTube channel.
Okay. What's your YouTube channel?
It's my name, John McKellian. Just how is it spelled here.
Nice. Check out John's stuff. I'll John, send me that stuff in an email and that link so I don't forget to post it for the show.
Yeah, because we after John was on mine, we got him some new subscribers, and then he put a video out.
Oh, nice.
First one in a while. So,
well, I'll definitely have to go. I'm not subscribed. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel, John. John's just a laid back dude. He doesn't push shit on people. Not like Steve, where he just fucking texts him 17 times a day.
Eat this.
Subscribe, Dan.
Every time I go to TikTok, it's fucking Steve on the TikTok. Love you, buddy. All right, guys. You guys stay online. I'm going to end the broadcast. Have a good night.